Ah, supplements. We all take them. You got your standard stuff like creatine, pre-workout, everything of that nature. However, what if I told you that people take some pretty interesting supplements that you may have never heard of? Now, some of these supplements may take you to the next level, whereas some might you'll find out about that later. So make sure to stick around to the end of this video because you will not want to miss out the supplement iceberg. Now, if you're new to this channel and you don't know how an iceberg works, an iceberg is essentially a graphic created by users, in this case me, to demonstrate the different layers or levels of a particular topic. So beginning at the top of the iceberg, things are going to be a little bit more well known, whereas as you get more towards the bottom of the iceberg, things are going to be a little bit obscure. So it always makes for an interesting video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Drinking water. Drinking water is vital to human life. I mean, the body is comprised around 60% of water, and so it's very essential to have water in your system. And there are so many benefits to drinking water. You'll get healthier skin, less inflammation, you'll clear out some toxins in the body. The list goes on. So get your cups of water in. Balanced diet. Now, it sounds exactly how it is, a balanced diet. You know, you're eating healthy, very important foods. And a balanced diet will always help you live longer, keep your skin, teeth, and eyes healthy, and it'll support muscle growth. Eating a balanced diet, especially if you go to the gym, it's essential to get protein in. This is vital so your muscles repair. Natural sunlight. Sunlight has a ton of benefits and is basically kind of a overrated supplement, I guess you could say, because not a lot of people get enough sun. Whether it's due to geographical location or they're just straight up lazy and want to stay inside all day playing League, natural sunlight helps our bodies to produce vitamin D, which is essential in improving our circadian rhythm and sleep pattern. It also helps you become more focused, enables you to get more work done, and even makes you happier. I can attest to this. I go out in the sun and I come back in and I record this video. So that was the beginning of the iceberg. Everyone knew about that to a degree. Now we're moving on to the second tier, starting off with coffee. Now, coffee is a beverage that has a stimulating effect on humans, particularly due to the high amount of caffeine in it. And what many people don't know is that coffee is actually pretty good. If you take around maybe 2 to 5 cups a day, it's actually linked to a lower likelihood of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, liver, and endometrial cancers. Melatonin. So melatonin is essentially a hormone in your body that plays a role in sleep. What you guys need to know is that it may actually help you if you have a lot of trouble sleeping. So in this case, for the gym, you need around 8 hours of sleep. And if you struggle to get that, trust me, you will be knocked out with melatonin. BCAAs. So that's essentially a general term for the essential amino acids valine, leucine, and isoleucine. Now, I'm not a scientist, so forgive me if I butchered all that, but it's basically used to metabolize the body and also used as sources of muscle energy. It's really ideal if you're looking to support your muscle repair and your recovery. Creatine, quote unquote, the most researched supplement ever. So creatine is essentially a amino acid located mostly in your body's muscles, but it can also be found in the brain. And most people get creatine through seafood and red meat. However, you can also take it as a supplement. Protein shakes. Protein shakes allow you to repair those muscles that you fatigued after a long workout session. They come in many amazing flavors, even though some of them taste absolutely terrible. And you can find them pretty much everywhere. They're pretty common. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is essentially a shrub that helps relieve stress and anxiety, and it's also known for its muscles and strength improvements. It improves sexual function, and there's a lot of benefits that it covers. However, I really want to speak on the fact that it usually has a bad rep due to the fact that people think it makes you very numb, I guess you could say, essentially to anything. And not numb physically, but I mean essentially mentally. Green tea. So green tea is essentially a type of tea that's made from camellia leaves. Wow, I cannot pronounce that word. And basically, it originated in China, and since then its production has been widespread throughout everywhere. Now, there are a ton of benefits to it, but I'm just gonna name a couple. It may improve your brain function. It also increases fat burning, and it has antioxidants. Now we are in tier 3 of the iceberg. HMB. HMB is a chemical that is made when the body breaks down leucine. And it could also be found naturally in small amounts of grapefruit, alfalfa, and catfish. Zinc. Zinc is an essential mineral, and it's usually present in some foods. And zinc aids in the creation of DNA, the growth of cells, building proteins, as well as healing damaged tissue. And it's honestly pretty healthy for you. Caffeine pills. Now, if you don't know what caffeine is essentially a drug that stimulates the activity of your brain and nervous system. It's commonly found in coffee, teas, and many sodas. Lion's mane. Now, lion's mane is essentially an edible mushroom belonging to the tooth fungus group. It's native to North America, Europe, and Asia. Now, what you may not know is that lion's mane is actually very nutritious and is rich in vitamins. Turcasteron is essentially a plant steroid. It basically works by increasing protein synthesis, which then increases your muscle mass, strength, and endurance overall. Jacked pre-workout. Now, this was a pre-workout that was actually banned, and the reason why was because it had a stimulant that was called DMAA that was also, it was found in the powder, bro. And it's been linked to high blood pressure, headaches, vomiting, stroke, and death. Dude, that is insane, bro. All that from a pre-workout. Romantine. Romantine is essentially a drug that is reported to improve physical and mental performance. Hence, it's considered a performance-enhancing drug. It's not approved by the FDA, however, people are still keen on using it. And even though it's not illegal, why do people go this far just to cheat themselves, man? Like, sure, in the short term, you'll have a good body, but in the long term, man, you'll be, oof. Now we're sinking deeper into the iceberg. Smoking for a testosterone boost. Now, this basically suggests that smoking increases your testosterone early on. There's been research that suggests this. However, does this outweigh the short-lived side effect of literally dying? I don't think so, but you guys are able to be the judge of that. TRT. TRT, or testosterone replacement therapy, is essentially injections, patches, pellets, or gels that will improve symptoms of low testosterone in men and also increase it. While you can't legally purchase it, people still find loopholes through doctors to get TRT. Dianabol is a steroid, and it triggers protein synthesis and nitrogen retention, which in essence means it'll explode your muscle growth. You will boom. However, with every steroid, there is always a negative, so I do not recommend you guys to take steroids. LSD Microdose. This is referring to microdosing, which is the practice of consuming a very low amount of a psychedelic substance. And it's been said that there's health benefits to it, like increasing your energy levels, reducing anxiety, helping depression, helping improve with migraines, etc. We are now in tier 6. And things are crazy here, bro. I cannot wait to get into this. Trenbolone is a steroid that essentially stimulates your workout output and muscle recuperation. It'll basically increase the production of testosterone in your body, which will in turn make you gain more muscle mass and achieve better results from your workouts. So perfect, straight W's, right? Wrong. The side effects of Tren are increased heart rate, blood pressure, and anxiety. And it's not only that, significantly higher risks of cardiovascular diseases and erectile dysfunction. There's so many bad things from steroids, guys. I'm saying this, and ultimately it's your choice at the end of the day, but I'm a firm believer that you gotta stay natty, bro. Learning Russian to rediscover Soviet nootropics. So this is referring to a category of people, I guess, that learned Russian to rediscover old Soviet nootropics, which if you don't know what nootropics are, they're basically a drug. And there's not too much information online about this sort of section, but my guess is that people really try to find out some ancient medicine. You'll see a lot of that in this category. Ancient Chinese medicine. See, that was a near perfect segue. So, ancient Chinese medicine. It's a very traditional method of medicinal practice in China that majority of the treatments have no logical mechanism of action. However, it's thousands of years old, and a great example of ancient Chinese medicine is acupuncture as well as herbal remedies. Whether it works or not is up for debate. Some people experience decreased pain and inflammation, less stress, and faster recovery after injury. However, there's also another side that says it's just complete bogus. But I'm gonna let you guys form your own opinions about it. What do you think about it? Type below in the comments. Ancient steroids. Now, if you did not know, there were steroids in ancient times to a degree, and it's said that ancient Greek Olympians ate sheep's testicles for a testosterone boost, which is shocking resemblance to a prominent figure in our history, Liver King, which has become a little bit of a meme on my channel for the past 3 videos, so shout out to him. Finally, we are at the last tier. Hold on to your horses here, folks. This is going to get a little bit weird. Now, this last part is a little bit confusing, so it's gonna be my own interpretation of what I think the original poster of this iceberg meant. So, spiritual supplementation. What I assume that the OP is referring to in this one is that people having spiritual experiences, maybe through psychedelics, but that's what I can assume from this. Area 51 steroids. Now, this one's just pretty absurd, bro. I guess they're trying to say that Area 51 is holding secret steroids, bro. Why would they be concerned with that, dude? That's my whole point on this one. I don't even got nothing to say for this one. Move on. Eternal Youth Stack. Now, this actually reminds me of this one dude, and his name is Brian Johnson. He's an American entrepreneur that spends $2 million to get an 18-year-old body. And he essentially biohacked his body into regaining its youth, which you guys can be the judge of him, man. You know, I'm looking at him right now. Dude has a pretty good physique for 45, and he does appear pretty young. Like, I mean, he looks like he's at max, like, in his late 20s or 30s. So, whatever he's doing is working. And lastly, ego death. And ego death essentially refers to the disappearance of the sense of self. So, basically, removing your perception of yourself, and essentially, a lot of people say that you won't feel distinct. And I know that a lot of people who take supplements, like I've mentioned on this iceberg from the past 2 tiers, that have had ego deaths, and having this killing of the ego basically is a loss of power over yourself. Apparently, you become more peaceful and zen-like. Now, I've never had one. However, if you've had one, feel free to type your comments down below, as I would love to hear about all these experiences. And just like that, we are wrapping up the iceberg. This video has been a little bit on the shorter side, and that's because a lot of these icebergs from Reddit, man, they're good, but the problem is sometimes near the end they just go a little too crazy. It's very hard to research these things. So forgive me on that, but on that note, this is the end of the video. If you liked the video, please, I'm begging you to press that like button. Comment down below what you thought of the video. It's always nice seeing some feedback. And most importantly, I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on the video. You know, I love doing these iceberg videos. I'm open to suggestions, so pop them down below, and maybe yours will be selected. And I'll also pin down your comment on screen in the next video. That way people will see that their suggestions are being used. So I will catch you guys next time. Take it easy, my friends.